Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Hunt.
Present.
Mr. Garland.
Here.
Mr. Minor.
Here.
Two weeks ago, or no, a week ago, we had thought that we were going to take some action on the Buckeye request to, I guess, vacate or cross, get rid of the crossing. There's been some things that occurred today. I had two conversations with an attorney by the name of Casey Talbert. He works for the railroad. And we also have a 14-day review period that the Ohio Rail Commission wants as part of the process. So we're not quite outside of the 14 days yet, so it would be in everyone's best interest that we not take any action tonight. When I spoke with Casey, him and I had a candid discussion about things. And I posed some questions to him. I've also been in contact with Catherine Stout. She was busy all today. She was in conference or something. So those two have been talking. And after speaking with Casey, it was suggested that we delay the vote until the second meeting in January so that we could work out whatever final details that we had. So that pretty much brings everybody up to speed. I did have a conversation with Mark, and that was pretty much what we talked about. So the press is probably disappointed. So if that's okay with you two, I suppose we need a resolution to take some kind of action at the second meeting in January.
First of all, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Well, they're not ready.
Oh, is it tonight, minutes of the 5th you have?
Oh,
I don't have, where's that? Carl, we need, okay, well, we need to take care of this first, and then we'll do the others. Okay.
I'll move that motion if you need a motion on that.
We do.
To do, just delay it till the second meeting of...
The second meeting in January.
Delay the action, right?
Right. And that'll put us well beyond the 14-day public comment.
If I could, did ORDC request the 14 days?
No, it's part of their list of procedures that they provided to us.
After a public hearing?
Part of the procedure is, Mark, yes, they had given us guidelines early on. Just look at when this all started, we had printouts of 8/6, and then 320 actually was the first communication, and we had 731 and 8/6. And if you go back down through, which I was reading this evening when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
The parameters have all been met up to this point. We've had our public hearing. The public was notified. We had our hearing on the 12th.
Right.
And then the public must be given the opportunity to comment on the potential project.
Right.
So the potential project, if you look without boring and reading the whole paragraph, regardless of whether there is a public comment at the end of the scheduled meeting, a comment period of at least 14 days must be observed following the public meeting. And that parameter is, even if nobody showed up to the public meeting, you still have to notify, and it still was 14 days, whether nobody was here or the crowd of people that we had here last time. There's still a 14-day period of a comment period after the public hearing.
Okay. Okay. That's the first I unfortunately did not have have those guidelines that ORDC must have shared with you, so I wasn't aware when you mentioned last week that if everyone was set, that you would take action this week. So, appreciate the comments. What additional information, is there anything that we can do, anything that we can offer for the meeting
Not
in
at this time.
January?
I mean, we'll be back.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes.
Call question.
Carl made the motion to delay the action on the railroad crossing until the second meeting in January. And do I need a second? I have a second.
Second.
Mr. Hung?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
And Carl, I need a motion to accept the minutes of December 5, 2013.
So moved.
I'll second that, Pat.
Minutes of 12:05. Carl made the motion and Barry seconded.
Yes, Pat.
Mr. Hung?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
We have some zoning appointments.
I'm going to just start with several that we had in always do at this meeting. The first resolution is 2013-119. This is to our general liability insurance that we pay the first meeting of every year. Policy this time is $13,611. And it is still with Otarma. And I need a resolution to authorize that to be paid on at the first meeting in January.
So moved.
Second, Pat.
Mr. Hung?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
This next one I have is 2013-120. This is a resolution to whatever you're going to do with someone serving on the Township Zoning Commission. It's a 5-year term that will start on January 14th and then December 31 of 2018.
Who's up?
I went to Pat to tell me that.
Wait a minute.
I believe it's Dr. Fisher, but I'm guessing.
Richard Fisher, that's right.
And this is secondhand information from Deborah Waller, but I believe he has indicated he would like to be reappointed.
Okay.
Is that acceptable to you all? Normally, we don't make them rewrite. The only time they ever put anything in writing is if they don't want to be reappointed.
Right.
Is that fair?
I talked to them last week. She said Mr. Fisher.
I thought it was, but I always like Pat said, yeah, they're smart, we'll pick it up, yeah, it's efficient.
Someone would make that a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
The next one is an appointment for the zoning board of appeals with the same dates, January the 1st of 14 through December 31 of 2018. And this is resolution 2013-121. And that is zoning board of appeals. That would be Myron Weir.
I have no indication that he doesn't want to, he's our chairman, so I think if he didn't want to be reappointed, he would have let us know.
Do you need a motion for that? So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
And Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
The next one is the alternate member for the zoning board of appeals. And that is Agnes Jones. That,
Again, I have every, from my last conversation with her, she's indicated she doesn't want to remain.
those are one-year appointments on the alternates.
alternates,
Correct.
Right.
She's doing a fine job.
Someone make that a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
The next one is to adopt a rule where the general public may determine the time and place of all regularly scheduled meetings and the time, place, and purpose of such special meetings. This is one that we have adopted every year, and I just copied it as it was before. Do you want me to read this whole thing?
No. What, 215? Resolution.
For tonight?
Yeah.
No, this was the resolution 123. Time and place of meetings, and I need a motion, please.
I'll move that.
I'll second that, Pat.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
The next one is that we resolve to pay the elected personnel to be paid in 2014 in equal monthly installments for the maximum compensation entitled and permitted per the Ohio Revised Code based on the township budget and paid at the first meeting of each month. That would be 123.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I said 123, that one is 124. 2013, 125 is reimbursement for mileage for 2014 to be the maximum amount as established by the IRS.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hum?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
That was 125. 126. This has to concern with hiring legal counsel. Make sure I have the right number, excuse me a moment.
Yes, do something with that?
It is a resolution that you adopt to authorize who you use for legal counsel.
So moved.
It's fine.
Alan, still good?
Yeah.
Second, Pat.
Mr. Hum,
Yes.
Mr. Garwood,
Yes.
Mr. Minor,
Yes.
The next one is the temporary appropriations for 2014 first quarter is $700,000.
So moved.
Second, Pat.
Mr. Hum,
Yes.
Mr. Garwood,
Yes.
Mr. Minor.
Yes.
We're down to, and I believe I have them all, if you recognize anything that I don't, somebody say something. We're down to, we normally do the wages for, authorizing wages for the road supervisor, road crew members, and part-time employees. This would include Melvin, John Rankin, Rick Burdick, Nathan zoning inspector, cemetery sexton, and fire prevention officer. I did bring, did you have a copy of it? I did bring it, but I don't have it out here. What changes are to be, I've got it here. Oh, okay. Let me- And this, it's at 18.
Yeah.
Needs a lot here, so, right. And any changes on the other three, or these are just the same?
We know what you're saying.
Yes.
Check the calendar, I always put a date in here when Mel's would start January the 1st of 2014, he's on the semi-monthly. And the road crew, their next pay breaks on the 28th. So we have 3 days, it's easier for me if you do it in weeks. You can go back to the 29th for wages earned after the 29th? Or how do you want to do that?
Well, pick a day that works for you. Because you're the one.
We pay tonight through the 14th, the next payday will be through the 28th, we get started on Sunday the 29th. Is that okay, if I do it that way?
It's good with me.
Okay, just give me 1 second. 1 second, 123. Starting 12, 29, 30. 13 for John and Rick. Email is 114. Investors. Thanks. I did bring it, I didn't email. This is resolution 128.
So moved.
With the 3 zoning, fire, and our cemetery keeper are exempt from this. Rick will receive a raise this year,
Yes.
and that's all for road right now,
Right.
right?
John's the same.
John's the same. Second.
That's the road crew, supervisor, no, but the road crew, yes, okay. Mr. Hum,
Yes.
Mr. Godwin,
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
I do believe that's all the resolutions I have for the new year. There's some other issues that I know we need to take care of. The business insurance, we have some, the road mileage, do you have that ready or no? Do we want to work on that?
So I didn't get a chance to touch up with it.
That's okay.
Business.
Okay, just let me find my paper here, please. Okay, this would be resolution 129. And this is to change the mileage of roads beginning for 2014. Not the mileage, but the miles. What are we adding?
Adding, we'll be adding Red Tail on a distance of 370 feet.
Red Tail Drive? For how many feet?
370.
370 feet is a plus.
Yes.
Okay,
And this, on Matt's Road is one lane only.
one lane only, so that's, okay.
And it's a distance of 1,292.28.
Okay, so they would probably just split that in half, huh?
I'm not sure
Leave
how.
one
it's-
lane only.
Yeah, that's, it happened out there on like 14, right now too, as far as how they're going to do it.
Okay, so I can just put it on the sheet as this.
One-
Mark it as one lane only.
Yes.
1,292.28 feet. Okay, so,
And that's due to annexation.
this is,
Yes.
So that 1292 is a loss, right?
Correct.
and that's 1,292, that's for one lane only. Okay. And the other Rachel Drive, we are adding 370 feet because that was accepted as a new road. Okay, so resolution 129. Somebody make that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Garwood?
Yes.
Mr. Minor?
Yes.
I believe, memory serves me right, we have a copier to deal with. I'm sorry for being so disorganized, Mr.
Everything up and running?
It has been delivered, set up, and running, yes.
You guys are happy with it?
It's been here 24 hours, but I'm very happy with
There you go.
it. I don't know if you can do yet. Did the fax get hooked in, or?
She brought the line out, hooked it in today. Yes.
So we can release the check?
That's the only reason why I'm not to.
Okay, this would be resolution 130, and we can release the check to Valley Office Solutions, I believe it is.
And I did check through, there's a 3-month manufacturer warranty on that product here.
Oh, okay.
And the lowest maintenance agreement they have is the one that was proposed to us. Yeah.
So would they cost any?
Well, you don't have to accept that maintenance agreement, that's entirely up to you guys.
We should let them know about that, though, shouldn't we?
Well, I think you let them know, like,
Yeah.
if you send
Just
them-
pay them the,
Yeah,
Well, they sent us an invoice
yes.
a couple
Yeah.
of weeks.
so if you don't fill out,
We tabled it.
yeah, if you don't sign the maintenance agreement and return it with said check, I think you pretty much count, not interested.
Okay.
So,
Okay, release a check to Valley Office Solutions with a multitasking copier, blah, 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 right? Someone make that motion, please?
How much is that, Pat?
You know, Carl, I don't have it right in front of me. Kim
Oh.
can probably tell.
I have-
I got it, but I'm just
So
so,
the invoice was $58.99 is what I have from
yeah, that brings it in.
11/25.
I picked it up.
I'll move that motion.
Okay, just give me one minute and I'll go through here and see if I do have it. $58.99 is correct.
I'll second that.
Mr. Hunt,
Yes.
Mr. Garwood,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer.
Yes.
Runs in my mind that we have, with Santini Builders, do we need to review something about that? Are they all, they're not all finished?
No.
So I'm gonna have to carry that one over.
They took those windows out. didn't they?
Yeah, the ones that there was issues with back there have been removed. One went back to the shop to get resized. The other one's in there, it just needs, they need some sill retention. And when that's done, they'll come back and do all at the same time. Anyways, yeah, so it's not done.
No action. Okay. I think these are probably something you're gonna handle with product contract and that you don't remember. Cemetery, rules and regs.
No, we're not taking any action.
No action on any of those? There was something Tad Harold set up around wanting ideas for the, what's his new title?
Economic development.
What's Tad Harold's new title?
Economic Development
That's
Director.
it, economic development. He gave us just a survey or something.
Yeah, there was 3 or 4 questions on there. I haven't had time Pat, to
Okay.
send anything back yet.
I believe.
You want the meeting in December 31st?
Yes, thank you for the reminder, yes. I'd like to have an end of year meeting on December 31st. What do we say, noon?
That's fine.
It shouldn't take that long.
Will that work for you? Carl? Noon on the 31st?
Sure.
Someone make that a resolution for the morning, please.
Also move.
Second.
What time, Pat?
Noon.
At noon. Mr. Hunt,
Yes.
Mr. Garland,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer.
Yes.
I believe okay.
We also talked about moving
Oh,
January
January's meeting.
2nd to the 9th and January 16th to the 23rd.
One. Potentially would like to change, or I would like to change, because having a meeting just a week apart isn't very beneficial to any of us, I don't think. So if we change the first meeting in January to the 9th, and the second meeting to the 23rd, so that will, both are for 7 o'clock p.m., correct?
I'm sorry, Pat. What would it be?
This is for the changes for the first, or the meetings in January. The first one is the 9th, Thursday the 9th, and then 2 weeks later on the 23rd, 7 o'clock p.m. Someone make that motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Godwin?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
I think that's everything on the little list here. If we have a meeting here. Okay, in this change of meetings, yeah, I guess we better do that. I would like to have some authority to pay the mandatory bills that are absolutely necessary before the first 9 days are up. Because there'll be some that are due, and there'll be payroll in there, so if you fellows would give me authorization to pay those.
I will move that motion.
Second.
Because there'll be payroll in there too. Previous to the meeting of the 9th. Carl, you made it?
Yes, ma'am.
Barry?
Second.
Bob?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
And Barry?
Yes.
Now I
No.
Well, mostly we've been very busy with the weather conditions outside. That's mostly what we've been up to. In fact, 11 out of the last 14 days, we've done some kind of control with snow. During the time that we haven't been dealing with snow, we've had the new tires installed on the Case 521 loaders complete. Had 94 tons of salt delivered, which we've been mixing salt and ashes as needed to keep the bin full. We serviced the Case 895 and switched the mower head to the rotary ditcher head.
I'm sorry, you serviced the Case 9895?
Yeah, and put the rotary ditcher head on, put the mower head off. Yes. Got some cutting edges delivered from Orion Equipment. And replaced 2 cutting edges on the trucks that we're using. Yeah. The new snowplow was delivered from Henderson earlier this week. I've been making a few adjustments to the plow frame from 2009 to make it fit. And the city of Columbiana picked up the cruiser yesterday. So, and that's really all I have.
Ken.
Most important of note is the printout I've got in front of you. I did get an answer from Comcast, and their survey indicated it would cost $10,641.84 to run cable to our building. They're willing to pay $3,500 toward it, so the remaining balance will fall onto us. I'm assuming you're going to want me to contact AT&T. They are our current service provider. They will be DSL, which is serving us perfectly adequately now. I would like your permission to talk to them in the next few weeks. I think if nothing else, we could at least maybe get wireless into the building, which shouldn't be that hard.
I have a notice that came in the auditing record that came from AT&T about some of that information.
Meant to be. Can I
Can I get it through here? I'm sorting through this message.
That's fine, and I'm not even going to pretend, I mean, get it to me when you can, I'll give them a call. I had a hard time getting an answer from Comcast, and I think it was because we're right on top of the holiday, so I'm not, it's all right with you, I'm not even going to try to contact someone on like Christmas Eve and say that I need an answer on my wireless. I'll probably just call them after the holidays. So if you want to get me the number, And I'll just go ahead and get some numbers and things for you guys. Is that all you wanted me to look into right now was
I'd
basically?
like to see their survey for 10 grand.
Well, in the interest of full disclosure, in our telephone conversation, you mentioned that it comes to Apple's Way, so that amount of money, my understanding is to bring it from Apple's Way to us, and that any resident along the way could tap in. So I don't know if like 3 houses between us and them would all want to chip in, but, you know, I don't think, again, I can't answer for you all, so, but that seems ridiculous to me. So I was really shocked at that much money.
So am I.
But,
A $7,000 difference, I think that's something we could work and see if we can get AT&T to go to
Yeah.
give us a wireless
yeah.
network
Yeah,
here. And
exactly.
look at that.
Because to be fair, broadband's awesome, but that's a lot of money, and DSL's serving us just fine now, so I will find out. And if you get to meet, when you have a chance, don't,
I do that.
Okay, and other than that, can I just take a moment to say, if you're a resident of the township, and you've been coming out to meetings because you're interested in what goes on in the township, we have an opening on the zoning commission. The zoning commission is basically charged with overseeing the regulations, the zoning resolution, and that board is always open. If you're interested and would like to apply, we would love to have your application. I believe you sent a letter to the trustees, correct?
Yeah, to that.
Right, and we're saying this every meeting, I think, we just need an alternate. An alternate gets to come to the meetings, listen to everything, they'll only vote if one of our members is absent or has to excuse themselves from the vote. But it's a great way to get involved in the township, and we'd love to have your volunteerism. So if you're a resident, it is a 1-year appointment, so you're not super committed. I'm not gonna lie to you, there are years when they've met once a month or even twice a month, and there are years where honestly they meet 4 times. They are required to meet quarterly. This last year, I'm going to jinx myself right now, this last year was very calm, and they really only met 4 times. So it's not a huge time commitment, but it could be if we get into needing to clarify or just add it to the text. But if, I'm not trying to not make eye contact. Some of you I know don't live in the township, but if you're a resident and you're interested, you can talk to me after the meeting, you can get information on sending me a letter, we'd love to have you. And that's all I have.
Carl, Daniel? No, nothing. Barry?
Just a couple things. I did talk to Mike about our cemetery mats.
He delivered them at the office.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be in Lisbon tomorrow, so I'm gonna see if we get the engineer. Hopefully Bobby's working on it.
See, it said trustee Crook had actually laminated a set
Yeah.
for it. And then he had the originals and was working off the originals, so good. I'm glad he got those back to us. And he did mention that he had sold a plot in the interim.
Yeah.
I don't know if Pat, did you get that?
Yes.
So we got those. Second thing is, Pat, is that agreement with Jobs and Commerce
Okay.
that we need, that came to your house, that we need to work on that. We just need to have that signed, so that addendum signed, so I can send that back to Christina Wagner.
Okay. I think I stuck it in here. I apologize for being too many papers tonight. The room where we're not doing any work tonight.
Yeah, I think that gentleman's here.
Oh,
Challenge.
Just being polite,
And what that is, Bob, that contract was set to expire, or the
Right.
grant agreement at December 31st, and they
And they
sent an
extended it.
addendum to 5/31 of 14.
this has to do with that. Sanity. I have it, but I don't have it right in front of me. Here's mileage. I did not realize that it took action, I guess. Maybe do it one more time.
So you need authority to sign it?
Yeah, if I could just get authority to sign it when Pat signs that, and then I'll send that out tomorrow, so they have that back before the end of the year.
I thought I did pick it up. I I must not pick it up, because I don't have
We need a motion to that effect?
Yes,
So
it.
moved.
To give Barry the authority to sign the addendum.
the addendum. Extending the addendum to May.
May 31st to 14th.
Right. Yeah. No numbers next. Resolution 135. Is to authorize Barry to sign the addendum that changes the ending date for the road project at Esterly Drive.
So moved. I move that.
That's Johnson Collins.
Right, yes. Barry, your
Second,
second.
yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes. And at this time, Bob, that's all I have.
I gave Mel and you two a copy of the sample rules and regulations for the 6 cemeteries. There's some blanks in there. You guys would look them over and add to it, and get it back to me. If you want, just drop it off at the office and maybe put together a final draft. And then act on it sometime next year. This is just a
I have the addendum. Sorry, I got mixed up. What did you say, please?
This is just a draft of the
Okay. So they want to look it over and for the 5 years,
Yeah.
go back to you.
and then we'll go from there. Mr. Stoneburn,
Yes, sir.
you're first.
I guess I don't have anything to say tonight. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Lisa.
No, I have nothing to see.
Well, I know it's Jeff Stoy, even though I can't read S-T-O-Y.
No comment tonight.
Mark Hudson, I saw you do that, so I know it's you.
I already, I guess, made my comments, so I'm good.
Scott,
Yes, it's to me.
you're the gentleman.
Okay. My name is Scott Rivnak, and I know quite a few folks growing up in Columbiana here and living in Latonia. I'm here tonight on behalf of Access Midstream, presenting Aruma to the township for your review and approval for a gas pipeline project, Tea Garden gas line, gallery line, which will be coming up from Salem Township and connecting several wells, the Weaver well, the Riffle well, and up to the Parks well. That's where you guys get involved in Fairfield Township. So tonight, the RUMA representing you guys has been approved by the Bert, signed by Bert in the prosecutor's office. And this RUMA here is for the use of Crestview Road from State Route 164 to the Harts Well, which Chesapeake has under RUMA already. We are Access Midstream, we're formerly Chesapeake Midstream. We were sold off last year